Huachi is important because it expands the footprint of our Esperanza project. It gives us the scale to properly test the bigger potential. Now we would control 100% of a fully permitted drill-ready project with 21 pads approved. Before this, we only had one drill permit. Now we have 3 drill permits.
All right, welcome back to the Next Big Rush. I have here with me Alicia Patterson with Latin Metals, and they've just come out with it was like, a double punch of really exciting news. I was actually quite surprised, Alicia, that you guys came out with 2 news like in such close proximity, because I'm like, okay, I'm used to a slower, drawn out process of companies that have maybe 1, 2 main projects, but you guys have lots of interesting projects and there's lots of news flow. So with the 2 latest announcements of both Huachi and Cerro Bayó, can you quickly summarize what the news meant truly to people who are listening, both shareholders and prospective shareholders, please?
Definitely. First of all, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure. With the 2 key news releases that we put out this week was one with the acquisition of the Huachi Gold Copper Project, and second, the restructure agreement for Cerro Bayó, which gives us better terms. Huachi is important because it expands the footprint of our Esperanza project, where we've already had strong copper gold results. It gives us room to test what we could see as a much larger system. And Cerro Bayó is now fully permitted, drill ready, and it's a high potential silver gold asset in a proven district. Both deals reflect our strategy, providing value through smart, low risk structures while sticking to our prospect generator model.
You've just said prospect generator model, which gives me all sorts of questions within that model. Why, how do they fit into the overall strategy, these 2 projects? How do they fit into the strategy that you have?
Great, yeah. Both Huachi and Cerro Bayó are great examples of our prospect generator model. Because we want to build value while keeping dilution low for our shareholders. At Huachi, we picked up the key ground next to Esperanza, which rolled into our existing option agreement with Mochico Resources that has Esperanza. They're funding the exploration fully, and now we've expanded the discovery potential without spending our own capital. Cerro Bayó was originally under a very expensive option, but we renegotiated it into a more simple, low-cost purchase. So now that we can control up to 100%, it gives us flexibility in bringing a partner, again, moving the project forward without putting a strain on our balance sheet. It all ties back to our model: secure, quality assets, reduce early risk, and bring in strong partners to fund the next phase.
Okay, so you had Esperanza, and then you got Huachi, which is right next to it, is my understanding correct?
Yeah. So you'll pull up, I think, a graph, and you can see that we've just expanded the claim.
Okay, so Huachi is right next to Esperanza, correct?
Yes, it's
Cool.
right next to Esperanza.
Now, let me ask you, before you go into the exact location, why does that matter? Because you have a bunch of different projects. Why is it interesting enough for you to actually expand your ground from Esperanza into Huachi to include all that?
Well, Esperanza already hosts a copper gold porphyry system with historical drilling results of 387 meters at 0.57 copper and 0.27 grams of gold. The problem was that the area was quite small. So Huachi gives us the needed potential to the north and west, where we think that mineralization seems to be heading. So as people know or might not know, porphyry systems often occur in clusters. So it's unlikely that Esperanza is the only center in that area. Huachi gives us the scale to properly test the bigger potential.
Gotcha. So your deal terms with Huachi, they seem to be pretty low risk, if I'm completely honest. Can you just quickly walk us through how your company, Latin Metals, was able to structure this agreement?
Yeah. So we have structured a Huachi deal to fit our model. We can earn 75% by spending 1 million on exploration and 1 million in payments over 4 years, with the option to go 100% later. But the key point is that Huachi is already part of our option agreement with Mochico, who's covering all the costs. So we've added meaningful upside and expansion ground without costing us really anything for our shareholders or our lot of metals.
Oh, you just mentioned Mochico there, and I've actually seen a couple of other things from them recently. They're already involved in this district. What does the partnership with Mochico bring to the table? How does that impact, you know, investor confidence, people who are looking at you versus other options and wanting to move closer to, investing in you versus different companies?
Well, let's just say, okay, Mochico, if you look up for Mochico Resources, you're not going to find them on any stock exchange. That's
Mhm.
one thing. They are a major copper producer with operations in Zambia and Saudi Arabia, and they are private. So they've had lots of funding. We actually met a lot of people when we went to one in London that were actually private investors into Mochico Resources. So they have a massive following. They have the resources and the know-how. And for them to option out Esperanza and Huachi, it really, I think, speaks to the potential in that area. And with their technical and financial backing, reinforces what we already believe, that this is a highly prospective area. And for investors, it gives them a vote of confidence that Mochico Resources sees something in this area, and I think it gives the confidence to see that what they see, and as the copper producers, they think that there's something there.
Yeah, what I like about doing deals with private companies is that they don't do a deal for share appreciation and volume, right? If they don't do it for the show, they do it because there is an actual potential with that ground. And so to me, that it ticks a little secret box of this is something to think about. They're not doing this just for show. Okay,
No.
Cerro Bayó. Before I get all excited with tangent, Cerro Bayó. Um, Now it's finally 100% owned by you guys, and it is fully permitted for drilling, which it is a big deal in this industry. Whether you're doing it in one of the tier one jurisdictions or you're doing it in a brand new jurisdiction, permitting is key, and you can't do anything without it. Why is that a big milestone for Latin Metals right now?
Well, we didn't fully own Cerro Bayou before, and under the old option, it would have been quite expensive to get there. With the new agreement, we've converted into a straightforward purchase at a much lower cost. Now we would control 100% of a fully permitted drill-ready project with 21 pads approved and year-round access. We have in a strong position to move quickly and to unlock value. And we are looking for a partner pending on this project. And once we announce a partner, they can start drilling immediately.
So looking at the terms, it seems like you're able to renegotiate the actual terms on the deal. How does that help you financially, strategically, et cetera?
Well, we brought the cost down from over 1.5 million US to just over 400,000 US, spread over 3 years with only 1,000 US upfront. That gives us full control of our capital and keeping our capital free. And so, with the plan like Esperanza Huachi, it brings in a partner to cover the cost and to help advance the project. So once again, we improved the deal and added value without putting pressure on the company's balance sheet. And if a partner was going to come in at this at this time, it wouldn't have given them much value because there would have been a lot of option payments that would be coming into play right now. So now it gives us a better finding a better partner for this project to unlock the value that we see there.
Got it. Makes it a little bit more streamlined, I guess, and cheaper for everybody who's involved. What kind of exploration upside do we see here at Cerro Bayou, especially given its location in the Deseado Massif?
The Deseado Massif is one of like the most prolific silver gold belts in South America. Home to projects like Newmont's Cerro Negro and Cerro Bayou shows the same low sulfidation epithermal signature, with rock samples grading up to 2.1 gold and 400 grams ton of silver. We've identified a 6-kilometer structural corridor with multiple priority targets. And now that it's fully permitted, we're in a great position to move forward. Like I said, this is partner pending.
So let's go back to the big picture and investor value here, because I always try to bring it back. Okay, what does this mean for investors? And I always try to tell people, whether at the beginning or at the end of every chat that I have with CEOs and IR personnel of companies, now that I'm actively telling people, partnering up with you guys, Latin Metals, and being a shareholder, through my company of your project, what message do you think these two press releases are sending right now to potential shareholders, to people that have seen this, have seen other videos with you guys, and are adding it to their respective watch lists and are thinking, okay, this is one more piece to the puzzle. What does that mean to them and also possible strategic partners?
Well, I have to say, this is the most exciting time to be watching Latin Metals because this is when the deals are happening. This is, as you can see in the mining of the whole, things are happening in mining in general with gold, copper, silver. So this is an exciting time to be a prospect generator because we're we're having lots of news. We are securing key ground, adding scale, minimizing capital risk, positioning ourselves for meaningful discovery, all without diluting our shareholders. With Esperanza and Huachi, it's now formed a cohesive district scale copper gold opportunity, backed by a strong partner in Mochico, and Cerro Bayó is a high grade silver gold project in a proven region and now fully owned and ready for a strategic partnership. For investors, that's real leverage and upside. So, before this, we only had one drill permit. Now we have 3 drill permits. AngloGold Ashanti will be drilling in Q3 potentially. And we have Lacha in Peru with a drill permit. That's pending a partner. So a lot of things are going to be happening for Latin Metals. So this is the most exciting time, I think, to actually look at Latin Metals as a prospect generator.
And you have been with the company for a while, so you should know because you've been with them through the downturns and the the highs that are now starting to happen, right? Because the I guess the dynamics of who chases who has changed in the last, I want to say, year, and you guys have a great portfolio that is getting optioned out. Okay, I gotta ask. We're recording this towards the end of June. What is coming up next for the, call it, next 6 months or second half of 2025?
Well, you'll see continued exploration process at Esperanza and Huachi through Mochico. For Cerro Bayou, we're actively seeking a new partner to fund exploration. Like I said, potential drilling Q4 if we have a partner, or in the Q1 of 2026. We're continuing to expand visibly through upcoming events. We're actually attending the Rural Symposium in July. And I have to say, before this year, we really didn't do any marketing other than going to PDAC. Now we're getting in front of investors. We're coming on to programs. We're going to one-to-one events. We're going to other events and really telling our story as this is the moment. These are the catalysts coming out. And this is something that we're excited because we have lots of news flow. It takes a while to be a prospect generator, but it's the timing with copper, gold, silver, and with all our catalysts. I couldn't I couldn't say a better mix of a storm, but it's not really a storm because it's really exciting. So I have to say, at the end of the day, we have lots of catalysts. We have lots of news coming out. So please follow us, put it on your watch list. I put out a lot of YouTube videos and we're on social media. And I actually just added a TikTok account for Latin Metals. So, yeah, so you'll see us everywhere.
Yeah, soon enough you'll be like opening the fridge and your car window, rolling it down. Actually, you don't roll it down anymore. I'm just old. And then there you go. You're gonna see Latin Metals, and you're gonna be seeing Keith and Alicia's face all over the place. Alicia, thank you so much for bringing us these updates. I am super excited about all of the drilling that is going to be happening within the next, I want to say, number of years, because I believe that this bull market has legs for both gold and copper, and you guys have some amazing projects. You've positioned yourself, by sticking to the hard times at the bottom and just slowly collecting projects that are worth a lot. And the worth a lot bit is going to be realized in the next number of years. And I hope to be along for the ride, as some of my followers will definitely start going along for the ride as well. So thank you very much. And I hope to host you soon with more news from
Yeah,
some of your
and
projects.
just let you know, this is the most advanced ones, these Argentina properties, but we have, like I said, 18 different projects, different levels of exploration. So you'll see a lot more coming down because we are looking for partners and we've worked on our own exploration. Also, we're looking to add more properties, more commodities, maybe into uranium. So this is something is really exciting for us that we have this opportunity now that we can really expand further.
Cool. Thank you so much and speak to you soon. Actually, before you go, where can people find out more?
Oh, yes. Well, you can follow us on social media. We're on all the channels, or you can send me an email at alicia@latin-metals.com and subscribe to our newsletters on LinkedIn or subscribe to our email updates. We're very active, like I said, on social media, and follow us for more information.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Alicia.
Bye.